Positioning windows. Come hang out and ask questions. Alrighty. So I'm trying to show where I got to. Let me show this script I'm working on. Testing visible. There it is. The idea was to get all the windows, so all the processes and all of their various windows, and then to bring one into focus. Actually, I'm going to make this process dash title, so that's a bit more obvious. Because if I run this now, this one's called testing visible windows. So you can see all these windows I have open, and like script editor has 4 different windows, or 5 different windows now, and Chrome has 3 different ones. So if I try and like switch to this one, I hit enter, you'll see it'll bring that one to the front and focus it. So you've probably seen apps that do that before, but I'm just figuring out ways of scripting this sort of thing. So just to run that again, this will grab all the windows, and then I could type and filter the one I want and select which one to bring to the front, and that would grab that window and focus it. There are a couple kind of minor bugs with this, as far as sometimes, since it's interesting because when I request the windows, there's a part of the script here that goes through all of the processes and it grabs the windows of the processes. And I can grab like the process name, like Google Chrome or whatever, and I can grab the title of the window from there. But there's no like ID or anything. And when I switch this over to actually activating a window, you have to do that inside of like passing in the name of the application, not the process. Luckily so far, most of the process names line up with the, I should probably test that on VS Code, because sometimes VS Code registers as Electron. But so these are the process names, and then activate is what brings the process to the front, and then the process can have multiple windows. So I'm trying to set the index of the window whose name contains the, like a part of the title that I found, but not all windows have titles, so it gets weird. Like, this is one of those things where in the future, I imagine I'll end up writing some like little Swift utilities that I can ship with simple scripts that can handle some more of the OS level stuff, where they're kind of like custom made, you know, bespoke utilities for simple scripts, like get all windows with IDs. Because it's possible if you use, I think it's like the Core Graphics API or something, but you can't script that. And if you script it, I think you can script some of Swift, but then it's really slow, so you'd have to like compile an app and bundle it with simple scripts, so that gets fun. But so right now what I'm trying to do is extract these two things into like helper functions. So like this one would be, so I like have a desktop file, and I'm exposing a global focus window, and this would run this AppleScript, and it would take the process and I guess I'll say title start. I'll say title. Again, this has been getting weird because like I have it in a try catch concept, because sometimes windows don't have titles, sometimes they have quotes in them, which messes with it, and I haven't figured out how to like when I build up this thing in here, I have like these functions that build up JSON objects out of AppleScript, which is it's not hacky, it's just weird. So like when I add the second, like the value into the key value pair, sometimes this has a double quoted string in it, and I need to figure out escaping here and then unescaping when I match and things like that. But it's one of those things where, you know, you're 99% of the way and that last 1% is most of the work. So we'll do title and title start, or just title there. So now in this testing visible windows, I could call focus window where the process is, this is the window I get back when I select an arg. This is window process, and right now I'm doing title start. Like I'm slicing off the first 7 characters rather than trying to match the whole thing, because sometimes, like especially with Chrome window titles, like the window title is this entire thing, I think this one throws it for a loop. If you see that pop up, like the quotes of missing value bombs out when I'm formatting my JSON, and missing value is actually a keyword in AppleScript, so that's like undefined in JavaScript. So I'm going to try running this a couple more times and maybe writing another script around it. So let's see. Testing visible windows. So I have an error in desktop. Oh, I bet that's because this isn't an async function and this has a wait in there. All right, so I have my selection pop up, and let's try opening that Chrome. So that focused on that Chrome window. Let's try focusing on this Mac scripter one that's behind it. So I'm going to type Mac scripter and then hit enter, and now the Mac scripter one's focused. And then this one is on another screen, like my Twitch stream manager's on another screen. I'm curious, I think, let's see, activity monitor was on another screen. Let me try that again. Activity monitor. Okay, so that worked. What I'm concerned about is that Electron one right now. Because this is VS Code. Interesting. This actually opened an instance of Electron on another, like whatever Electron's on my path. So let me see how I can focus code. I set up a little helper in here where anytime I run an AppleScript, it generates like the latest AppleScript I ran, so I can just go ahead and bring it into the script editor to play with it. So yeah, the process name of VS Code is Electron, but I think the application is Visual Studio Code. So that worked when I ran this. You saw that pop up. And if I wanted to focus on, do I have a few of VS Code's open? Let me actually open another VS Code. Let's see, recent. Oh, we'll do new window, open recent, and simple app. We'll get this running anyway. So right now, simple app is in the title. So if I say simple app, and I make sure that one's like behind this one, and I run this, so that brought simple app up to the front. But the problem is right now is like this mismatch between the process name and the application name is throwing this. I can't be assured that Electron is always going to be VS Code. I know a few apps register, like their process names are Electron. So I'm gonna have to like look through when I run. So if I go back into my testing visible windows, and I just I'll just run await get windows. So this should just that's going to run it and then drop the AppleScript that generated in here. This was interesting because of the, like I learned this morning when I was messing around with this, a huge way to optimize AppleScript is to use these script objects. And then whenever you're setting values, you set them on the script object, you'll see, I'll run this so it formats. You'll see like the script object, it says V's, and I just call them processes P's. I guess I should do underscore processes or something, but so instead of these being in scope of this tell block, if you put these on the scope of a script object, it goes like 6 times faster. It's weird. It's some like in memory versus, I don't know if it'll write these to disk or something, but it's been very strange. So this is the one where we need to figure out if we can find another value on the window that would let me know that it's code. Right now I'm getting the process, which is this, and the name of the process. Let me, I think I can log properties of the process. And then, is that gonna log out? I wish it would like let me expand these. Or like enumerate them or something. Oh, it shows all the events. I hadn't looked at this window before. The events of the things you did. I feel like it's trying to, like when I hover over something, it's trying to show me some information, but I'm moving the mouse too fast and it disappears. Wait, it did it again. That's some tiny text. ASCR? I don't know what that means. Let's see. So I'm just gonna, I wonder if there's a block comment. in AppleScript. I could just comment out that entire thing. So this should log the name. And then we don't need to run that either. Oh, yeah, it's that one that's bombing out. Why isn't that? Okay. Get name. I thought log would give me better information than that. Get window of application process black. How am I going to find VS Code off the process electron? There's got to be some... Yeah, some of these things... One of the interesting issues you run into here is that because you're cycling in AppleScript, if you're going to request data off of an application, you have to have the application name ahead of time, like Google Chrome as a string. Otherwise, it doesn't bring in that information when it runs the script. The reason I can do that when I run this here is I have the name of the process and I'm passing that, and in my desktop helper you can see I'm manually passing in and like generating a script, whereas in this script I'm like getting the names of all the processes. That's not the right one. Delete. It's this one. Let me see if it's on the window. It's probably a better bet that there's some data on the window than on the process itself. So we have the name of the window. Like that. So let me break this down even smaller with a new script. So it's like tell application system events. And this is the one that can access, like the scope of the system events application can access the processes. So that's why I use that. And then this line where we set processes to processes whose visible is true. So those are like processes with windows. There's a ton of processes on your running on your machine all the time. If you check activity monitor, like there's lots of stuff in there, but you only want the ones that have stuff that's visible. So we're going to loop through the process. It's like repeat with process. Actually, we just want to get the process. Get process whose name is electron. Get process. It's like process 1. Let's try it this way. We do similarly. We just kind of repeat through. repeat with process in processes, and repeat. Let's format that. And then if process name is electron, then and if get high, if process name, if name of the process, I think. If name of process. Huh. Get name of process. If name of process contains elect, then and if how's not getting the name? Get name of process. Weird. I'll do one of these where I create a list and then log out the list of all this stuff. That's been pretty set name of, or set end of list to name of process. Okay. So let's try get properties of process. Actually, we wanted to look at the window, huh? Get window 1 of application process. To window of the process. So window of the process. Curious how this all plays out here. So I could just add another key value pair. But then I'm just kind of guessing it. Just kind of guessing at properties. Name. I think name and title is usually the same thing. Electron, name is desktop, title is desktop. Yeah, it's the same. 1 second, someone's knocking. Alrighty, what is, no, I don't know what script debugger is. Late night SW. I've seen this person's, like they used to have an AppleScript Toolkit, which is now, which they let kind of die off. Oh, interesting. It has been a challenge to like inspect values. So I'm curious what this will give me. Script debugger is damaged and can't be opened. You should move it to the trash. Boo. I guess that nope. I guess I'm not trying that. Yeah, this is a project I was looking into. The Late Night Software had like a AppleScript Toolkit, which they were working on version 3, but there were so many changes between Maverick and Catalina or whatever the version numbers were that they just kind of abandoned it. Or El Capitan. Like the security permissions changed between a couple of the versions where they couldn't run their, like they would call external scripts from AppleScript. Yeah, definitely I would love to have better tooling around this. Like especially there has been a lot of confusion around like I'm in the scope of a process, so window means something here, but window somewhere else means something different, but it's a keyword in both places. Like it's kind of like, I think like using that the with keyword in JavaScript, where this like the block scope of with can access all the properties of the like the parent scope object. So it gets kind of, I don't know. It's interesting. But yeah, I really want to find all the properties of a window. There is this, where is that thing? Is it this? Did that pop open? No, there's like a, I can't remember where did that UI go? AppleScript open dictionary of application. In scripted, choose window library. What did that do? There's a window somewhere. Thanks, Shatton. I appreciate that you like the project. I'm really looking forward to getting a 1.0 out here soon. As the reason I've been working on this is it's one of those features where, thanks. Like window management and selecting windows and positioning windows, like people buy apps for that stuff. And so I was hoping to like toss out this, here's a scriptable version of this thing that you could play with. And there's lots of cool demos I could make with it. Like I could, because it's scripting, I could have a window like randomly jump over every like 1 second, like move the position of a window on my monitor, or have it, I was curious if I could like sync it up to music, or like push out, because you can like script and send MIDI signals and window positions at the same time. You could like do like drum beats with windows and stuff. Like just like the power, like the idea of scripting things versus having some apps and UIs for things, and the creativity that it enables, I think it was a very visual thing to show off, to show off the value of the project. Even though I imagine most people are going to use it for querying APIs, doing something with the data they get from API, and whether that's storing data or pushing it to another API or something. The visual demos are the things that like catch people's attention. So, where was I at? I was trying to look at a dictionary of something, but the window didn't pop open somewhere. Is that another monitor? As I desperately hunt for a window that I can't see. I mean, I pressed this button. Pressed it real good. Oh, there it is. It's this tiny little thing on my other screen. Wow, okay. So what's this book thing do? And like the very sad part of AppleScript is Apple has decent support for it for its own applications, but no other applications out there really build dictionaries of commands to be sent by AppleScript. So you get very limited access for these sorts of things. Like if I select, I think I've tried this before where I selected Visual Studio Code and it said it's like, this isn't scriptable. Yeah, unable to add the item because it's not scriptable. Which makes me sad, but it's okay. Much worse things going on in the world. I just need something on this window that could tell me that it's VS Code. I wonder what sort of unique thing would let me know that it's VS Code, because I can't think of anything in the name. Definitely not like position or size, but how can I just get all the properties? I swear I can just get yeah, not that I've seen. That'd be kind of an idea, huh? Get processes whose name contains electron. Okay. Set, let's call this code to process 1 whose name contains electron. And then get properties of code. Oh, here's some stuff. Ooh, I have a bundle identifier. I wonder if the I have a bundle identifier, I have a file alias. Okay. I definitely have information here. Short name. How do I just say short name? Wow, you can have a variable with a space in it? Or I guess short's like a modifier of name? Interesting. short name. Run that. Whoops. Can't make short name into type string. Okay, so let's try. I'll try this. And if that doesn't work, short name of, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so that one still came up as electron. Oh, that's name, oh, sorry, short name of, let me just undo that. Do. It's gotta be frustrating for you to watch me make mistakes and to want to correct me, and then I see it as you're typing something. Okay, so processes finder. Where's code? Okay, let's see what happens there, because I've seen code expand to Visual Studio Code when I've written scripts before. So I just want to test that out. So let me just modify this string right here. And then come back in here. And I think I console logged something in here that I don't want logged anymore. Yeah. Okay. I should return, even though I'm not using that value, I should still return it in case. Okay, so there's code. Nice. Okay. And I'm running that. Okay. So that worked. Code. Bring simple to the front. Okay, that worked. Let's see. Chrome Mac scripter. I think this is working pretty well. Actually, let me launch the like the UI. At least a dev version of it. See what this looks like. I think I want to take these. If anyone has any opinions in the chat, I'm curious what your opinions would be on some project organization. So I want to write some specific like files around. I have one around editor, which helps you like when you select code or Vim or whatever as your default editor. I have one for terminal, if you select terminal or like iTerm. I haven't set one up for Hyper or other terminals yet. And I'm putting like these helper functions for Windows and stuff inside of desktop.js. And this is inside of apps Mac. Like that doesn't, maybe it should just be Mac, like just drop the apps. I'm trying to think like really far ahead where we're supporting Windows and Linux and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. because I've put a lot of these GUI, yeah. I was putting a lot of these in this preload script in here, like all of my AppleScript stuff, like get selected text, notify, you can like display a notification, open the preview window, say stuff. And I was trying to figure out if I could just, like this file was getting pretty big. Get path as picture. Sometimes when I look at these files and realize how much work I put into this, I wonder when I slept. Anyway, so yeah, I was just dropping all these functions, all these helper functions in this Mac file, but I think I need to split them up. Maybe like an AppleScript file where it has all the, well, that's not AppleScript, but anywho, let's try the testing windows, testing visible windows. Yeah, like the next week is probably documentation week, to actually show people all the things they can connect together. Yeah, I really need to like sit down and do some of that stuff. Let's search for, bring up the simple app project. I was curious if that's going to fire off one of those security errors. Windows, this one. iTerm 2. Actually, let me. I wonder if that's logging something out. Can't get window 1 of process electron whose name get Windows.js simple invalid index. I thought I put a try around that. Desktop. Interesting. So it tried to run this and failed. That worked. When I try and run it from testing visible windows, this one. This error importing thing was something I was working on a couple days ago, but maybe that's error importing. So when you use simple to, since simple scripts is essentially like a script launcher, which will load in scripts and load in functions and stuff. If you load it in once and then you load it again, like there'd be a cached version of it. So I was trying to like add a cache buster to it. I'm curious if that's messing with it. Like it was working before. I'm curious if that's what was testing visible windows, simple. Oops. Simple script path. I wonder why that's not properly importing. Let me try. Attempting to import simple script path. Testing visible windows, simple. Simple. That's the correct path. I wonder if it doesn't like it because I'm using those globals on there. Like it's fine from the command line, but not from the app somehow. Let me try if I, instead of using globals, I was debating whether to use like import a script and then just expose globals as like a plugin system, or like JS devs would be more familiar with this sort of thing anyway. Get windows and focus window. Like I'm not opposed to this at all. Let me make sure that this works. Testing. Okay, and simple. So that works. And then testing visible windows and simple. Why is that erroring out when I'm using the app and not in the terminal? That's something I'll have to think on. Let me try running this from a shortcut so that it launches this one directly. Alt W or something. So I'll just hit Alt W, and then instead of running the script launcher, it just launches that script directly. Okay. So that worked. Is that caching it? Is that what's going on? Code. Caching is one of those things where It makes things way faster, but wow, does it add complexity. How does the shortcut command work? How's it creating a key? Yeah, so it's a global shortcut. In any script you create, if you look at this marker right here, there's a few markers you can add to your scripts. For example, menu, if I change this to focus window, you'll notice when I launch this, there's now one called focus window. Whereas before, it just defaults to the name of the script, like focus window is not going to be in there. It'd have to go down to, you can see I have a bunch of junk testing scripts, where this one. So there's a few markers. Menu is one of them. Shortcut is another one where whatever shortcut you put after comment shortcut, the app in Electron, register global, is it shortcut? It's in the shortcuts file. Let's go there. All right, so, oops. Let's register something. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay, so the logic here is watch all the files. So you'll see on files changed is down here. And that it's watching the scripts path. And when anything in that there changes, it's whether you add a new file or change the file. When you add the file or change the file, then it's going to clear the cache, look for the shortcut marker, and then check to see if it already exists and stuff. Otherwise, if it doesn't, then go ahead and register it. So all you have to worry about in that script itself is just adding that comment. And anytime you add or remove it, if the app is running, the app will just see, oh, hey, this file changed. I'm going to update my shortcuts. So there's no, you don't have to worry about that. Like whenever you just want to look up a shortcut, you just have to go to that or change that shortcut, just go to that file. And I list the shortcuts as part of the script. So if you just search for Alt, you can see like, I add that to the menu name. So those show up in there. Does that answer your question? Alrighty. The shortcuts work without the app being in focus because they are global shortcuts. Electron has the ability to register global shortcuts. And yeah, no problem. I enjoy explaining things. So that's kind of what I've made my whole career on. So yeah, these are global shortcuts. And if a global shortcut already exists, it will fail to register it. And that's something where I need to figure out some sort of notification system where like it failed to register shortcut, or this thing failed, or that thing failed, because there are those scenarios. And you know, this is like, it's almost like a development environment where you need to know when things fail. And I haven't really thought through, like I have a few ideas of windows to pop up or notifications to pop up or something, but I definitely like it to be very precise, like this shortcut is already registered. Please go to this file and edit this line to, you know, to give you a choice on how to fix it. That might not make it into like a 1.0 version of simple scripts, but definitely something in the back of my mind. So where was I at? wonder, I'm going to turn the cache off real quick. Thank you. See if the cache is getting in the way of that script focusing the proper window. If anyone has ever had to like deal with caching, you know my pain. And the caching gets really strange here, where so similar to Carabiner, but programmatically. So I will still use Carabiner heavily. There's another way that I'll kind of document of running scripts. So there's something called a protocol, which is registered with simple. And if I tell simple, so you know how there's like an HTTP protocol, and if I say open that, your default browser is going to pick up on the HTTP. When you open the app, it registers a simple protocol, and from the terminal, I don't know if I have this script installed. We'll see. I guess, yeah, there it is. So you can see that this terminal command launched simple, and it launched that specific script. So what I will do in Carabiner, so I'm opening I use my OK shortcut. You'll see I have open simple, and I can map keyboard shortcuts to running scripts. So I still like to keep all of my shortcuts in like my global Carabiner file. But I don't expect, and I will like teach, I'm going to do like a course on all this sort of stuff, but I don't expect like the majority of people to go as wild with shortcuts like I do in Carabiner. It's a great question though. I love that you asked that question. So yeah, the shortcut thing is definitely, I'm building it for other people, not necessarily myself. What was I doing? I turned off the cache, and I want to run that. Actually, I want to bring that name back. Oopsies. Menu, focus window. Focus window. And we want to focus Chrome. Focus window. And I want to focus code. Yeah, I think it's cache that's doing something. I want to focus Carabiner. That one didn't work. I also need to figure out, actually I can probably do that on mouse over. When you launch Simple Scripts, the UI, because it like pops open a menu and I'm allow you to pick things by mouse, sometimes you'll type something and the focus will still be like where your mouse is. It's like this weird, I want to be able to navigate up and down with the keyboard and to type and filter, but sometimes your mouse is like sitting on one and selecting it as well. Actually, maybe I should only change the selected index once you click. I don't know. That is not opening Carabiner. Focus window. Carabiner. Nope. Let's do focus window. Oh, we didn't, this is testing visible windows. Carabiner. Huh, that one didn't work. Let me make sure that the Chrome one is working. So we have a support Apple page and we have a Mac scripter page. Testing as Windows. And so there's Mac scripters on top, and then there's an Apple. So that one worked. And then this one was the Mac scripter one. We'll bring that to the front. And that worked. Okay. So it's this. The code ones. Let's bring simple TS to the front. That's still bringing just this one to the front. Let's see what that... Good night, Bruno. Whose name contains simple. So I guess... Do they both contain .simple? I wonder if I can... I think we have a... Do they have a starts with? Let me grab that. So that worked. Simple TS. Okay, so I think this is failing here. Can't set index of window 1. Get window 1. Yeah. We kind of have a better idea of what we're doing. If you just barely hopped on, so we've wrapped up a couple AppleScript scripts that is allowing us to focus. So you see it's launched like all my windows, and like I want to focus on this Mac scripter window, hit enter, and that'll bring that one to focus. So this code one is kind of working. It's launching code, but it's not focusing on the one that I selected. Unless that one did. Anyway, so I wrapped the script at the end of the day. Looks kind of like this, where you have a get windows and a focus window. So this prompt would pop up, which looks like, from the terminal, it looked like that. From the UI, it looks like this. And this would list all the windows, and you could filter down the one you want and click on it, or hit enter or whatever. So that it's working mostly, and we have most of the AppleScript isolated. There are some edge cases, like we're like 98% of the way there. There's some edge cases in there around like if you have multiple instances. Yeah. There's in the simple project, there's right now a file called desktop, which is hiding a lot of AppleScript. There's a file called Mac, which is hiding a lot of AppleScript. But these are all hidden behind functions like get selected text, or notify, or set selected text, get selected file. So where you like click on a file in the Finder and it would give you the path of that file. Get path as picture, so you could like click on a picture and then read that as JPEG. So yeah, a lot of AppleScript hidden. I don't expect anyone to type any AppleScript for simple scripts. I do expect to provide a lot of helpers for people to connect scripts together. And maybe if they see something in here where they want to like create their own method and PR some new method in there that they would expect to connect together. I feel like I'm building. The goal is kind of to build Lego bricks to give to people and let them put together their own systems of scripting things. But as for right now, it's this getting Windows of Visual Studio Code. Get window. Because the idea of focusing a window is telling the application to activate, and that brings the application forward. And then an application might have multiple windows. And so you have to set the index of the window. And the challenge for us is finding the specific window that so you query windows off of the processes, but then you have to set indices of windows off of applications. And so that trying to do it by name, but sometimes like the name property isn't there and stuff. It's one of those weird AppleScripty things. Can't set index of window on whose name starts with. Tell application. So I could get properties. Stop activating. Okay, what can I do? What information do I have right here? Can't get every property. Get property 1. Do I have any information here? Get windows. Can't get every window. Get. So in most other applications, this code, like in Chrome, works fine, where you get the name of the window. Apparently in Visual Studio Code, it doesn't. And so I'm trying to figure that out. Some other way of getting that. Yeah, all this stuff is the problem with AppleScript, and like the main problem with AppleScript is like, number one, it's a terrible language. Number two is that the properties on applications vary. Like there's no contracts, no strict contracts between what properties applications should have and are exposed. And so you're using a terrible language to navigate a land with no contracts, and it's like brute forcing guesswork. You just have to apply more force than it can, I don't know, by running out of the metaphor. Tell application. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to go to my GitHub Advanced Search, which I really need to set up a shortcut for because I do this way too often. I'm going to drop this in there. I wonder if I can like surround that in single quotes. I'm going to search for, where's the languages? Search for AppleScript. I'm going to see what other people do. See if anyone's done anything like this. Wow, this song is garbage. Next. Alrighty. So I'm just really hoping that I'm just close all these other windows. Leave. Okay, we'll open all of these. And this is another like script I want to write is do a GitHub advanced search and just open the first 10 results in tabs. So I can just, use my keyboard to navigate through them. All right, to activate. That's not enough. Tell to open source folder. Nope. To activate. Oh, I could tell the application to activate and then tell the process. I'm gonna keep that one in my back pocket. I'm gonna move you here. Is this how everyone else spends their day programming? Like looking at other people's code on GitHub and then copying and pasting what you find? I think Stack Overflow is like the old and busted, and GitHub Advanced Search is like the new hotness. Yeah, this is and this is really like if you ever are into scripting things, I guess really any application development, if you just search for, especially like the biggest tip I can ever give is if you're working with configuration files, whether it's like a Webpack config or a post CSS config or a next config or a whatever config, use GitHub Advanced Search for sure. You can search by file type. GitHub Advanced. Again, I need to set up a shortcut for that. Let me just do that now. GitHub Advanced Search. Can at least do this. So now I have a script to open GitHub Advanced Search. See, that's how, like, that's simple scripts. That's what I want people to think is like, I have this thing I want to take care of, and I can do it in a line, and then it's done, and I have a script. That is the power of simple scripts right there. And it, like, I have to get, for me as well, is like, I think I should script this thing, and I don't do it, and I don't do it, and I don't do it. And I still have to like get over, I wrote something that allows me to script things in like 2 seconds. So like start scripting them. Anywho, so application finder. Nope, that's that same one. Wow, they quit everything in this script. What do they call this script? Close apps. Sounds right. So they open Visual Studio Code, and then the keystroke, is this like that's the command palette or something? Yeah, Jordan, definitely check out GitHub Advanced Search. And the, let me just use my script again. The, where's the file name? File name. This one. So if you're doing a configuration file, you want to search the like next.config.js or whatever. And that'll just pull up dozens of next configs or Webpack configs or whatever. And then you do like the CSS or whatever the thing is you're searching for. And you'll just see a ton of examples. And you can usually copy and paste something. Visual Studio Code. Oh, interesting. They have a function called move all windows. Let's see what they do. Copy and paste. Use framework foundation. Wait, what? This is the first time I've seen someone say use framework in an AppleScript. So what are they? See, this is one of those people where like they know it, you find a script where you can tell they wrote their own thing and they didn't copy and paste from someone else's. Or at least they copy and pasted someone else's who knew what they were doing. NS width, NS height. Is not in. Oh, interesting. NS AppleScript, AppleScript as a service. Yeah. This is my first time seeing. Like I haven't done Objective-C, and I've written like one line of Swift. And I've seen like the NS stuff before. I'm assuming this is from Foundation. But I definitely need to look into what they're doing here. I just have so many tangents I go off of when I'm trying to build out this thing. Someone asked me what Simple Scripts was, and I'm like, well, it does everything. How do I even start? So use framework foundation. I wonder if I can just does that, so that script ran. I wonder what that gives me. Like I don't see anything in here. Use framework foundation. It's so jarring when you go from a dark site to like a white site. Declares required. Yeah, it doesn't have a AppleScript dictionary file. So I may have to read. That's where like the idea of activating the application and then setting the index of a, like the process has the windows. So I can still check that. Like, I think that's like the best idea I have queued up from the things I read was like back in this one was activate Visual Studio Code, then switch over to system events, and you can tell the process of Visual Studio. They're not using code, but this would work the same. Tell a process, and I can do windows inside of there. Yeah, it's an Electron process. That is a full script right there. Yeah, so we were able to find a way of using the short name of the processes where the short name gave us code rather than Electron. So that really helped as far as not having things show up as just Electron. That's where, if I run the script, at least I thought I ran the script. Oh, I must have I think this is one of those situations where the title value in here is invalid JSON without being escaped. I think there's that dot in that title. That's probably tiny for anyone to see. So that's another one of those things where I need to like try catch or something. Again, it's, you know, 99% of the way, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, people are sharing this script. I saw this one in like 3 or 4 of these. Wow, this is some hardcore AppleScript right here. I'm not going to write data streams using AppleScript. I can tell you that much. Yeah, I'm going to save that foundation stuff for later. And hope it doesn't have the hidden gem of knowledge that I can't find right now. What'd you find? The hidden gem of knowledge? So, and then tell process, or sorry, tell application system events, and tell get process whose name contains code. I always fail when I try to do this the first time. Yeah, so a lot of that stuff is in the is in here. The script I wrote around getting all of the applications. So I query all the processes who are visible, and then I get their process short names, and I get the window titles. And the position size stuff was something we worked on yesterday, where we were storing layouts of windows and then moving them back to where they were. And that was in somewhere else. So many files. This was in this one, which I've learned more about AppleScript since I wrote this. But I think this touches on what you're saying, where you can get, from the process, you can get window positions and heights. And this was part of the, actually, let me bring this into, before I forget about this script, I don't want to lose that. this was like get all window bounds. And this would be like results, and then I would return the JSON parse of result. Name PB is some process, R for extensions, others are running windows. I can't quite follow what you're saying there. What if you're referring to a file I showed or something else that you're talking about? Sorry. Let's see if I can do this by short name. Get window of process code. Okay. Whose name contains carabiner. You mean in code helpers, not all are for Windows. Helpers, not all are for Windows. Helpers, not all for, sorry, I don't. What do you mean by PB? Is PB one of the frameworks? So here's all of the windows of, oh, problem. Yeah. Get name of, the syntax is always weird where I can do get window whose name contains simple. Because I think that window is a list. Once you get the process, you can have the files open from which you could guess the folder open. Yeah. Because I think I can set the... I need to find... Because I have the name of the window here. But for some reason, this syntax escapes me sometimes. Like, this works on some lists, but not others. So here's all of the windows. Get window. If window. And I can get name of window. But I want to get the window whose name is something. If name of window contains, I don't think this works. I'll try it out. Then get window. Of process. Oops. if name of window there's some syntax thing in AppleScript that I'm just missing. Maybe I just have to loop through all the windows. I don't want to, but repeat with window in window of process code, and repeat with, oops. And then if name of window contains carabiner, and if get window or get window name of window. This is like the can I get index? Okay, so that's item 3. Oh yeah, Twitch ads, not the best. I wonder if it's just like sorting the array of windows. Set index of let's see. Set index of window to 1. Can't set index of UI element to any. That seems Googleable. Actually, is there like a front? Is that what it is? Set frontmost of window to true? Whoa. Oh, get properties of window. There is like a perform AX raise thing that I haven't used yet. AppleScript move window to front. I imagine. Oh yeah, it's a process property, not a window property. I was thinking along the same lines. Set window to the first item of. That's pretty small. get the windows. Set the window to the first. Set window to first item of window. AppleScript is a whole different world. Okay, so this is in the application scope. Activate, we did that. Set the window to the first item of, get the windows whose name is the name. Huh. They actually do like the command backtick. That's a fun manual way of doing it. Wow, what did they do? I don't even want to look at that. This is one. This is on the process. No, this is in the app. Oh, that's in the process. Perform. Whoops. Perform action AX raise of windows. Perform action AX raise. That's like a whole new world of something that I don't know. Of? Did that just pop to the front? Anyone else see that? Okay, you can go back here. And so that's the window that we want to bring to the front. Everyone see that? I saw that. Now I wonder if I can do that in here, so I don't have to switch over to application events. Yeah, dream in AppleScript. Good luck with that. AppleScript nightmares. All right, let's bring this over, because I remember I couldn't get the name of the window when using the tel application. And then I think I'll hop off as well. So we want to return await AppleScript. Tel application, or sorry, this is the process, and then this is the process, and then this is the title, and then let's try our luck here. And whether we win or lose, I think I'm heading out. Unexpected token in JSON. That's probably one of these window names. Yeah, again, like I think this one has quotes in the name or something. So let's go over here. Let me see. Am I still writing out? Let's see. I want to debug this JSON that it's writing. Write file to my simple temp and Windows JSON. The result of that, and we'll go back over to terminal. Windows JSON. Wait, what? Oh, wait, what did I? That's me. Simple path. All right, so this should have written to Windows JSON. So here's, let's find, there's a title in here somewhere that it doesn't like. Title, find in page. So a scenario I'll need to account for is find in page. That was in Chrome, right? Process Chrome. Do I have the like find in page dialog open and that hijacks the window name? Simple. Okay, this one has worked before. That's curious. That's very curious. Because I don't see anything open called find in page. Oh, is this doing it? It's still at title find in page. Oh. Interesting. So on this stream manager here, this somehow has a title of find in page right now because I accidentally like opened a find dialog. So if I close that, and then run it again. Wow, okay, so a find dialog changed the title of that page. Ooh, that'll be a fun case to account for. I wonder what that title was trying to be. Let's try and bring carabiner to the front. Okay, that worked. Let's try and bring... So that works in code. Let's see if it works in Chrome. Okay, we want to bring the stack... Well, I think it's the Stack Overflow page to the front. Okay, that worked too. Let's bring the Max scripter. Nope, there wasn't a Max scripter. Let's bring this page to the front. Okay, I think we're pretty good here. That's holding up under some. Let's see, these are different monitors. Windows JSON. And this code, bring carabiner to the front. Okay. So that's seems pretty solid. That brought simple to the front. Good, good, good. It's just a matter of handling those weird... I need to escape. Let me leave a note. I'll actually use my script to do this. Focus window bring that one to the front. And I was working on this one, but it's this file here. To do escape quotes in title names. And that's like this, the value pair that's being added. Sometimes this has characters in it that break JSON. So I'll look into that. All right, everyone, have an awesome evening. I'm heading out. I'll be back on tomorrow.